Our project was an ADA assessment of the North Cornwall Township building.
The building is large, but we were only given access to assess rooms and areas that the general public would have access to. This included the parking lot, restrooms, township entrance, meeting room, and public service space.
The North Cornwall Township Municipal Building is located at 320 South 18th Street in Lebanon, PA.
First, we assessed the parking lot. It exceeded ADA regulations and had 2 accessible spots in a parking lot with less than 25 spots overall. Downfalls of the parking lot were plentiful. It lacked a van accessible space. The 2 accessible spaces that it did not have clearly marked access aisles and were less than 8 feet wide and had signs lower than 60 inches above the ground. We also found that the slope of the parking lot and accessible route were not in compliance with ADA regulation.
This video demonstrates the steep slope of the parking lot.
These videos demonstrate the steep slope of the curb ramp in the accessible route.
Our inexpensive fixes would be repainting the parking lot to make the accessible spaces larger and access aisles more clear, raising the height of the signs, and converting a spot into a van accessible spot. If more funds were available, we would suggest regrading the slope of the parking lot and the curb ramps.
Overall, the entrance was pretty good, meeting all the ADA requirements. The only issue we found with the entrance was that the rugs were not securely attached to the floor, creating a tripping hazard for any patrons.
This video shows the use of easy open hardware to get through the entryway, allowing entering the building to be fairly easy.
Our suggestions for the entrance are fairly inexpensive. We suggest taping the rugs down or getting slip-proof mats to go underneath the rugs.
There are 3 main issues with the public service space. These include the counter height, water fountain location, and the chair for the patrons. As you can see in this video, there is a chair that is located in the public service space. Although it is not directly in the path of circulation, the chair placement makes it difficult to access the men's restroom, as well as limits open floor space available for a wheelchair-bound person to wait without blocking the counter or any doors.
This picture demonstrates that the counter height is too high. Our counter was 42 inches above the ground, 8 inches above ADA regulations. Also, there was a lack of clear space under the counter. Clearance here was 13 inches, where ADA requires at least 17 inches.
The water fountain met ADA requirements in height and also does not protrude more than 4 inches into the circulation path, but that does not mean it is in an ideal location. As you can see in this picture, the men's bathroom door opens out directly into the space in front of the water fountain.
Our inexpensive fixes would be relocating the chair. If there were more sufficient funds, we would suggest lowering the counter height and even reconfiguring the entire area.
The men and women's bathrooms contain some problem areas. These would include sign location being on the door instead of the wall as required by the ADA, ease of access to the men's bathroom, available floor space in the women's bathroom, no covering on the lavatory pipes, hand towel dispenser height, and door closing speed.
This is a video that shows the uneasy accessibility of the men's bathroom because of the lack of space next to the outward moving door due to the water fountain and the wall. It also demonstrates the door closing speed being faster than the recommended 5 seconds by the ADA.
video shows the lack of space required by the ADA for movement in the bathroom. The ADA requires a circle of at least 60 inches in diameter. This room is small, and due to the trash can and folding chair in the room, completing a full circle in a wheelchair was difficult.
These pictures show the lack of compliance with the ADA requirements, being that the hand towel dispenser is 53 inches above the ground, more than 5 inches above the maximum height stated by the ADA. Also, the lavatory contained no pipe coverings, which is necessary to prevent injury of a wheelchair-bound person.
Our inexpensive fixes include lowering the hand towel dispensers, fitting coverings on the lavatory pipes, reconfiguring the women's bathroom accessories, moving bathroom signs, adjusting the door closing mechanisms to comply with the time requirements. Again, if more sufficient funds were available, we would suggest reconfiguring the public service space to allow better ease of access for the men's bathroom and creating a larger space for the women's bathroom.
Issues we found for the meeting room was again the sign was located on the door, the podium height and location, the door closing speed, and the accessible seating and chair location.
As you can see, the podium used to sign into the meetings is located next to the door, which is in the space needed for a front approach. It is also extremely high for a wheelchair-bound person. Once inside the meeting room, there is the possibility for multiple seating locations. However, this requires that the regular seating be moved or removed. If you choose to sit in front, you are uncomfortably close to the board member seating, and if you choose to sit on the side, you block the access aisle for the room.
Our inexpensive fixes would be adjusting door closing times, moving the meeting room sign, and moving the podium inside the door. Our expensive fix would include buying a smaller or lower podium or a small desk to allow access to sign into meetings.
Overall, the ADA accessibility of the North Cornwall Township Municipal Building was pretty good. Our major concern is the slope of the parking lot, which we suggest that it be looked into, but with many minor inexpensive fixes that we have suggested, the building can be brought even closer to meeting the ADA requirements.